Hey guys, it's Cody C from Geek, A.D.D, and this is part 2 of the Gozanti unboxing video. I just wanted to say real quick, thanks Fantasy Flight Games. If you didn't check out the other video, you'll see me breaking my brand new blue TIE Fighter, messing around with the docking clamps. It's pretty sad, but luckily I just sent an email with a couple pictures, and within a week or two, I got a brand new TIE Fighter. So I will say thank you, Fantasy Flight Games, for taking care of your products. So yeah, we're going to talk about the TIE Fighter pilots that come with the Gozanti. We got 4 pilots in order of pilot skill. We have Chaser, Wampa, Youngster, and Scourge. So let's just start with Youngster. I've got a neat little squadron that I think is kind of fun. Youngster's ability says, friendly TIE fighters at range 1 to 3 may perform the action on your equipped EPT upgrade card. So one thing to pay attention to is, it says friendly TIE fighters, so not TIE bombers, not TIE interceptors, just TIE fighters and TIE FO fighters are eligible for this. The other thing is that it's action-based EPTs, so you can't throw on Juke or Predator or anything like that and expect it to work. One I'm really excited about in this squadron is a Wave 8 upgrade that is hopefully out by the time you see this video, Rage. Rage, for your action, gives you a focus token, 2 stress tokens, and 3 rerolls on your attack dice. So in this squadron, I've got Youngster, I've got Zen, if you're following the Minox Squadron podcast, aka Epsilon Leader, who he'll take a stress at the start of combat from every friendly ship at range 1. And then I've also got 4 Black Squadron pilots, all equipped with Wingman, which is essentially the same ability. So what you would do to start out is move your first ship, and let's check range to make sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh wow, my goodness. Just dropping a coin, guys. No big deal. Now, if I was really cool, I, 1, would not have bumped my ship, and 2, I would have also had a first place plaque, so I'm only somewhat cool. So yeah, definitely within range 3 of Youngster, so we're going to perform a Rage action. Rage! I'm so pissed! So we got the focus, 2 stress tokens, as well as the 3 rerolls. Now everyone else is going to move up and do the same thing. You guys hear that? Sounds like a crazy... Sounds like a dog fight. Get it? Because it's a dog fighting game? Get it? Because the dogs are outside and... Yeah. So, anyways, everyone gets their focus. And everyone gets their stress tokens. So now... Okay, now let's say Red Ace comes in. Oh no, he positioned himself poorly. Take a focus token. Now combat. We're going to use Zen's ability to take stress tokens off. And also we're going to do some wingman action. So these guys are going to get each other on the edges, as well as these guys. Youngster and Epsilon Leader are still stressed. Epsilon Leader has TIE Engine Mark II, Plus, he's a TIFO, so he has green, so he should be able to handle himself. Youngster's stuck in the middle, but you know, as long as he's within range 1 to 3 of his buddies, they can all use his ability. So yeah, let's do some combat sim. That's it, Red Ace is toast. Takes 2 crits. Man. And we didn't even fire our back row yet. So you can see it's a fairly potent combo as long as you stay in formation. So with any swarm player, you come to a point in your life when you're like, when do I break formation? And let's say the time is now. You can still make pretty good use of this squad's ability. So you still have a fair amount of flexibility, even if you're not in a tightly in formation. Is it an amazing list and ability? No, I don't think so. It's not amazing. It's cool though, it's fun. It's definitely worth paying for in the Gazanti. I think that's for sure. This next list has the 2 pilots I think are the best ones in the whole bunch. We have Wampa. When attacking, you may cancel all dice results. If you cancel a crit result, deal 1 face-down damage card to the defender. That's unblockable damage. And Scourge says, when attacking a defender that has 1 or more damage cards, roll 1 additional attack die. Okay, so in this list we've got Wampa and Scourge. Scourge has Predator, so 20 points. Predator gives you that 1 reroll, or 2 if it's a low pilot skill. We got Lieutenant Colzit, who has a cool ability we'll show off a little later. We've got an Obsidian Squadron pilot, and we've got a Palp Shuttle here. So I'm just going to throw together a quick scenario of let's say this is the ideal situation here. Is say the Obsidian Squadron pilot blocked Kath's position. Colzit overshot, but he's like out here somewhere. Wampa is here, Scourge is here, and the Palp Shuttle is just way in the back. So Kath blocked, and she's like, oh man, why? Lieutenant Colzit got a target lock when he could. You know, you want Wampa to live, so it's good to give him an evade token. In this instance, he wouldn't have needed it, but I mean, how often is it just 1 ship versus 5? It never happens. So, you know, give him an evade just to keep him alive. So we would go through combat, and when it's, hopefully you don't need to Palp Shuttle. In this situation, it looks like only the shuttle I think would be taking any hits. Yeah, nothing else is in arc. So everyone shot, blah blah blah. Here goes Wampa. Oh, it's a pretty good roll, hit, but let's Palp one of those into a crit, and then let's cancel that to give Kath a face down damage card. So blah blah blah, combat finishes. This is the end of combat. Colzit says, yo man, I'm going to spend my target lock to make you flip that face up. Oh, blinded pilot. It's very plausible that Kath is roughly half of the Scum player's list. So now that she has blinded pilot, despite being, could probably have full health at this point, that's fairly devastating, because next turn, let's I don't know, say Colzit's is over here. He's going to go early, get his target lock again, and Wampa is probably going to be over here somewhere. I don't know, it really doesn't matter for what I'm trying to demonstrate to you guys. Kath is going to shoot at Palp Shuttle. Oh, blinded pilot, flips it face down. Scourge now gets 3 attack dice because of the damage card, even though Kath still has shields. And then, again, once everybody's attacked, Colzit spends his target lock, and again, Kath cannot fire. It's a little more devious than the previous list. Being able to just spam a face-up damage card over and over and over again is pretty ridiculous. You do have to watch out. I mean, they are just TIE fighters, so the chances of you getting one shot are pretty high. Wampa's fairly key to the gimmick, at least initially. So if everyone does focus him down, sure, that sucks, but at the same time, oh, cool, man, you just focus down a 14-point TIE fighter. Scourge is cool because eventually, damage cards are going to come out, and putting a Predator on there is, I think, a good choice, just to make sure the extra attack die sticks. Colzet is cool with Accuracy Corrector. I like Accuracy Corrector because it has a picture of Taylor Swift on the card. Palp Shuttle is always solid, especially if someone decides to park in front of it. And the Obsidian Squadron pilot, he's cool. He matches with Colzit in terms of pilot skill. But if you wanted to just ensure he's doing his job and blocking, you can bump him down to Academy pilot and then squeeze in another TIE Mark II onto somebody. But yeah, I think it's neat. I think it's fun. Again, definitely worth paying for. And you can use this one uses both of your blue TIE fighters. So the last pilot, Chaser, I had a lot of trouble finding a spot for. His ability isn't very good. When another friendly ship at range 1 spends a focus token, assign a focus token to your ship. It's kind of like a reverse Garvin, just not as good. But I think I found a pretty good home for him. If we do Chaser, a bounty hunter with recon specialist, and then we'll do High Roller and Omega Leader kind of doing their thing as well. High Roller and Lockdown, again, Monarch Squadron podcast, they're pretty potent on their own, and they can kind of do their own thing. They're pretty dangerous, especially Omega Leader. You never want him to be the last ship alive versus your last ship. It's just dumb. So, because of their barrel roll action, a TIE fighter can do a remarkably good job at keeping up with a fire spray. But because it does have to use its action from time to time to stay out of the way, that's why it's helpful having the ability as well as having the bounty hunter. Because of the same pilot skill, you can trade off who goes first and who's getting out of each other's way. If you think of Chaser as an extension of the fire spray, you can use him as essentially just a little bit of an extra punch. They generally have the same thing in arc. Not counting the auxiliary arc. If you can, have the fire spray fire first, so then he can spend the focus and then give it over to Chaser. You can always spend a focus and change 0 results. If you shoot and you don't need to use it, you can still hand it over to Chaser. Chaser is a bit vulnerable, but at the same time, the fire spray is definitely the more dangerous ship out of the pair. Going back to Zeta Leader and Omega Leader, they're a pretty dangerous force on their own. So by splitting them up and having them both kind of do their own thing, you give your opponent some tough choices to think about. So Chaser is same price as a Black Squadron pilot. You lose the EPT and 1 pilot skill, but you do gain the ability. So you can be taking evade actions if you can, or if you had to barrel roll out of the way of the fire spray, you can do that too, and still be getting focus tokens off of it. So I think I said they're cool but not amazing more times than I care to. I mean, they're just TIE fighters, so there's a limit to how much impact a 2 attack dice ship can have on the game. On the other hand, I did say the same thing about the TIE FOs, and now we see Omega Leader Lockdown killing it in some of the store championships. So what do I know? I've seen Wampa show up a little bit in store championships. Scourge is cool. For 17 points, pretty cheap for eventually becoming a 3 attack die ship. Chaser, I don't really see Chaser showing up too often. Yeah, sorry. And then Youngster, yeah, I think some people are going to try out some of those Rage Swarms. I mean, mine used Wingman, but I've seen people talk about just assume you're only going to pull it off once, so throw on crack shots and disposable upgrades like that to make sure when you have the chance it actually lands some good damage. So yeah, those are the pilots that come with the Gazanti. Our next video will cover more epic tactics with some of the new upgrade cards and how they affect the new epic ships. Some of the stuff is pretty it's pretty good, man. I've played a few games and gotten rocked, and I've gotten rocked and did the rocking. Oh my god, did I just say that? Pretend that never happened. Anyways, so yeah, I'm Cody C from Geek A.D.D. Play X-Wing. Thanks for watching. If you like it, you know what to do.